Well, we've been studying the 5 promises of male initiation, and this week we're going to talk about your life is not about you. Coming up on Man Stuff Monday. That's super encouraging, right? Right off the bat, your life is not about you. Richard Rohr, our author, as he studied male initiation across different cultures, that was one of the constant messages among male initiation, whether it was within tribal groups or religious sects or various things like that. Letting men know when you're crossing over from boyhood to manhood, part of your responsibility, part of your duty to society is to realize your life is not just about you. For me personally, from a theological perspective, my life is primarily about God, how I fit into the picture of what He's doing in the earth today, why He chose to bring me into being during this time and this hour that I live in. So if my life primarily about Him, and then it's about others. And that fits squarely within what Jesus said about the Great Command when He was quizzed by some of the religious leaders of His day as the Master, what is the greatest command? His response to them was pretty powerful, and it was unexpected. He said, the foremost and greatest command is this: love the Lord your God with all your whole, with all your mind, and all your strength. In which all of them agreed on that one really quickly. And then He said this other thing. He said, the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. He said, and upon these 2 commands, all of the law and the prophets hang. In other words, if you obey these 2 commands, if you love God with everything you've got and love your neighbor as yourself, all the extra commands, all the other commandments that are listed throughout Scripture, you've got them covered if you do these 2 things well. The other things are just details surrounding the 2 great commands. When we talk about masculinity and being a man and offering your strength to society, that's been something that we have done as men throughout the ages, done as healthy, functional men anyway. We've offered our strength to society, whether it was us protecting our village from wild beasts or foreign invaders, whether it was doing the manual labor that was required to forge new settlements and till the ground and plant the vegetables and raise the animals, all the things that took our strength out. Part of our primary responsibility to society has always been us offering our strength to society. Now, when we talk about your life is not about you, if your life is about you, let's say you live the antithesis of this message. If your life is about you, you're always worried about, am I going to get mine? How am I going to satisfy all of my needs, my selfishness, my wants, my desires? And you walk into a room, you ignore other people, it's all about you. And as much as your small self and your selfish self would think that would be a life of satisfaction, right? If all I'm going to worry about is the things that satisfy me and meet my needs, surely I'll be satisfied. But at the end of the day, that person is the least satisfied of them all. You were created for so much more than small living. In fact, you've been blessed and given the responsibility and the strength to live your life and leverage your life in a way that your life isn't just about you. It's about, like I said, primarily from my theological perspective, my life is primarily about God, and then it's about others. And you say, well, modern man, what about me? How are my needs going to be met? Well, I'm glad you asked. I believe that one of your needs as a man, one of your emotional, spiritual, psychological needs is only ever fulfilled in that place of providing your strength to others. So there is a scratch that is itched, a need that is met when you do live your life in a way that's your life isn't just about you. But there are things in life that are about you, right? You do have emotional, spiritual, sexual, physical needs in life that need to be met. And here's why I believe those needs will still be met when you live a life that you said, this is not my own. I'm going to live my life, leverage my strength towards others. When you set a tempo and you set a culture, whether it's in your family unit, or whether it is in your neighborhood, your workplace, your religious community, whatever it is that you're a part of, the people that you do life, that you are leveraging your strength towards and saying, my life is not about me and I'm here to serve and I'm here to be here for you. If you leverage your life in that way and you create a culture of service, you create a culture of my life isn't just about me. It's not just about me. Guess what? There will be a like attracts like. And there's going to be somebody who is already leveraging their life just like that. That's who they are. That will be attracted to that lifestyle, and they'll be around you, and you won't have to worry about your needs being met. And then there will also be some selfish, uninitiated people that are around you that goes back to this message of my life is not my own. If my life is my message, if as a man, and I have this masculine message, I've got this message of service and providing for others. If my life is my message, that's another reason why my life isn't my own, because my life also belongs to the people who are around me hearing the message that is my life. So as there are the uninitiated around me that are not living a life that is of service, there are the uninitiated living around me who are selfish, as my life isn't my own and I'm living this life out in front of them, all of a sudden my example, my life message is being read by them. And what happens when their selfishness is challenged and they change and they grow, and all of a sudden they realize their life is not their own, and they transition from this adolescent, juvenile mentality of it's all about me, I'm on center stage, everybody's looking at me, everybody meet my needs, to they transition to my life isn't my own. I believe, as you and I, we're living that unselfish life, we will create in the wake of our path other unselfish people. We will initiate other young men. We will initiate the women in our lives. We will initiate the children in our lives. And we will see that I don't have to go around worrying about if I live my life as though it's not about me. My needs will never be met. They'll be met because we create a culture. In my sphere of influence, I create a culture of service. I create a culture of people who say, my life is not my own. And I don't have to worry about my needs being met if I do that. God bless you. Go take your mountain.